Welcome to Uninfluenced.
Yeah, welcome to 1 year of this fucking shit. 1 year. Today is one motherfucking year.
On the day?
On the motherfucking day.
Damn, we should take our pants off.
Yeah, take our pants off. Zohan was offering to swallow.
Talking about pineapple monster. It was a whole thing before we even got started today. Jesus.
Yeah. Sick fucker.
That'd be some good Patreon footage.
Yeah, Zohan trying to go down on us.
Trying to force feed us fucking pineapple monster.
Yeah, us fighting him off. No. Yeah, he wanted us to put the microphones all the way in our mouths. Shit was awkward.
Yeah. He even spit on Matt's.
Yeah.
Like spit on the fucking thing.
Twisted it. Fucking awkward.
Oh, Lord.
So welcome. What do we got today?
Yeah. We got a few things. We'll bring up the issue I had over the weekend, and then
You gonna tell them about the thing 3.0?
3.0. Yeah, might as well.
Probably should.
Something I did notice yesterday. I'm gonna bring this up early for you fucksticks who always leave early through the show. Yesterday, I go to breakfast with my wife, and I notice I do this. I've noticed you do it too. Guys that are tattooed up, we get a bad rap for being assholes, tough, wanting to fight, blah blah blah, bad history. But the motherfuckers who normally hold the door for people to go in, the motherfuckers who are polite. Have you ever noticed, look around, it's the guys with tattoos?
I never noticed.
Yeah, I watched yesterday this fucking dude at breakfast. He's fucking, his salmon fucking polo fucking buttoned up to the top. Yeah. Fucking him and Timsy come in.
Popped collar.
Yeah, and he don't hold the door for anything. Matter of fact, it almost looked like he turned around and grabbed that bitch and closed it on the next couple. And the big-ass dude coming in, tattooed up, he holds the door for like 10 motherfuckers coming
Everybody.
in. Everybody, yeah. I do the same thing. I hold the door for people.
Especially when it's really hot or really cold out, I just hold the door open, piss everybody off.
Yeah, just fuck them. Yeah. That, and I get to check out your wife's ass as you walk by.
No, you go ahead. No, yeah. Keep coming. No. Yeah. All right, you're good.
Yeah, that's too many. At this point, I need a tip. Yeah, I noticed that yesterday.
Where'd you guys go? What kind of place did you go eat at?
One of them little brunch spots in town. It's one of the, not newer. Matter of fact, we need to go
down
there.
On the square?
No, it's closer to us.
Huh.
It's kind of a hidden gem. It's really good. Like they have crab cakes, eggs.
Is it
Benedict.
by Baskin Robbins?
Yes.
All right, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we went there. That shit was pretty fucking good. Never been disappointed.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Hang on, I got to handle a work problem. The thing 3.0, we'll get into that later. I guess it would be 3.0 for me, right? I keep going through cars.
I mean, for the collective show, it's the thing 3.0.
Yeah. We got way too many motherfucking vehicles.
Too many things.
Out. Yeah, too many things.
Like Zohan's mom got too many things going on. Ain't that right, Zohan?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you guys say.
Oh, my God. I have a question for you, actually, and this stems from last week's episode. You called the Scout Bobber, well, you called it a Bobber Scout, A.
Yeah.
But
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, A and now 2, is that you called it a chick bike, and it got me thinking. I was like, thinking it because you're, millennial, zillennial, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I want your definition of what the fuck a woman even is at this point.
Yeah.
So you tell me, what is a woman? I want your definition, 18, straight out of high school. How do you define a woman nowadays?
Well,
it doesn't start with well. Pretty simple.
For me, what a woman is I believe that women are somewhat superior to men in a sense. And you're shaking your head, and I see it.
You should feel it.
No, I do.
Let me stop you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of our nation's biggest problem is instead of giving me a definition, it's, well, my thoughts are, it's not about what you think, right? It's not an opinion. And that's part of I think the biggest problem is everybody's got their own idea of what everything is. It's like there's no facts anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, well, my thoughts on what, and now granted, to be fair, I asked you what you think a woman is, but like starting it out with that train of thought of like, I perceive them as this, like,
yeah,
it's like nothing is anything anymore. Like everything is subject to the eye of the beholder and what they think it is. Like there's no such thing as a fact anymore.
Exactly.
Fact is you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Fact. Yeah.
Well, for me, and kind of just from my view, when you look at history and what men have done, men have oppressed women and all this, from what I've seen, and this is, again, you're right, my perspective and my thoughts on the whole thing is that it's because men are scared of how powerful women can become is why we oppress them in the first place.
That's what our education system is cranking out. Here in Texas, no less.
Yeah.
That's some scary shit, Zohan. I'm not going to lie.
We've talked about this before. I'll be honest with you. Definition of a chick is a female born with a vag, a
Yes.
pussy,
You're not wrong.
and can form titties.
I mean,
Let's kind of be iffy because sometimes you got to add some titties. But the ability to breastfeed a kid.
well, I mean, I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Right?
Yeah.
To me, I'll make it real simple. If you ovulate, you're a fucking woman. That's
There
it.
you go. Yeah.
If you produce eggs, you're a chick. You produce
but-
swimmers, you're a fucking dude. It's that simple.
Biologically,
Why,
yes.
why does it have to be any? No, not biologically. I mean, what else is there?
Yeah.
Tell me this biologically. Okay, well, what else is there then? If that's only biologically you're that way, in what other reference is your sex involved, if not biologically?
I couldn't tell you, man.
No, but you have that opinion because you're fucking brainwashed.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny here.
Yeah. Hippie.
No, I mean, I've taken biology courses, and there's two genders, but there are the one-off cases where people
Nope.
have been born deformed. Well, scientifically, yes.
Before they're what?
Before they're born, they go through. There are certain indicators of like, hey, this person might not exactly have a certain part, or one thing's
You
not
talking about
working, but-
hermaphrodites?
Yes, exactly. Where they
Oh,
might
yeah,
not
that's the thing.
exactly like conform to, oh, I'm a woman or I'm a man. They might conform to something else because they don't exactly have the right, they don't exactly have those identifiers. I mean, there are these, I'm hearing now, especially with my sister being in high school and being in the midst of, a rather democratic and more liberal city here in Dallas, Capel. But you have these oh, yeah, Z as in Z-E, that's the pronoun that person uses. And that's what I don't understand. I understand he, she, he, him, they, whatever, to a
Dude,
certain
bro.
extent. Dude, bro. But after a certain point, I just feel like it just becomes a bit much.
It's became a bit much for a while. When we started having on a gun form, sex is male, female, non-binary, that's an issue.
On a gun form?
Yes, on a legal gun form in the United States of America, male, female, non-binary. Here's the thing. So if I click non-binary and I decide, oh, fuck it, I'm going to rob this bank as a female, they'll never know. You come to my house, I robbed it not with the gun I bought. I used a regular non-binary gun.
To me, it's so overcomplicated, but I think it speaks volumes to, again, we're a victim of our own success. We've talked about
Yeah.
this a number of times. Is that if we're at a point in our society where we have the luxury to worry about shit like that as being like legitimately a big fucking deal to people, then that's a pretty good fucking problem to have. Mm-hmm. Like if that's the worst part of your day is somebody not using the pronoun that you would rather them use about you, it's fucking absurd that we're at that point. But it says a lot about how successful of a society we have. It's gone too far, like the 25 fucking mice experiment. I mean, that's we're living it right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, people recognize me as an asshole or a dickhead.
Do you
Does
identify, though?
I'm going to start.
I identify as an asshole.
Yeah. So on my new
Non-binary.
my new driver's license, I'm a non-binary asshole.
I'm a gender fluid asshole.
And as far as oppressing women, okay. In your version of oppressing women, long time ago, women had shitty rights, but
Yeah, like from a
nowadays
historical standpoint.
nowadays it's pretty even. Yeah, there's women who say, "Oh, we don't make as much," and we've been over this. If y'all want, you can go back 5 or 6 shows where we talked about this. There are times women make more than men, and same job. Soccer, for instance, we've talked about this. The pro soccer players, women versus men. Nobody wants to watch them play. It's like the WNBA. Now, you bring in them transgenders into the WNBA, that's some shit I'm going to watch. A chick getting teabagged by another chick with fake breasts. Well, that'd be some good shit right there. I'd pay-per-view that shit.
There was a video here recently. John McEnroe just came out with a book, and he was being interviewed by somebody, and the topic of Serena Williams came up. And, they were talking about how good of a player she was. And he said, yeah, she's probably the best female tennis player of all time. And then the panel around him, this is, I think it was CBS, like a morning show. There's, 4 or 5 fucking people, Hoda Kotb and Charlie Rose. Charlie Rose, of all fucking people, is going to give somebody shit about anything sex-related. But anyway, she was like, whoa. She's like, why did you feel the need to say the best female tennis player? Why didn't you say just one of the best tennis players in the world? And he was like, because she's not. He's like, if she played in the men's circuit, she'd be maybe 700th in the world, and they fucking blew up on him. And what was awesome, at least for me, to see was him not back down one fucking bit.
Oh, that dude won't.
He was like, no, I'm not. They're like, well, we'll give you the chance to apologize. He's like, well, I'm not gonna. So he's like, because that's the case. And come to find out, she actually played a guy that was ranked like 302nd, right? And not even active on the pro circuit. This was back like 10, 12, 15 years. It was a while ago, which, she was even more in her prime, really, at that point. Man. Physically, she was. Experience, obviously not. But she was absolutely no lesser of a player. I mean, she was even more dominant then on the world circuit than she is now. And this guy, Australian dude, again, not even in the top, I think, 300, absolutely fucking murdered her. Like, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Right. So again, that would tell you that she's not even close to being in the top several hundred of men at her fucking prime. And the Olympics the same way. And he even said it, and I've said this, I don't know how many fucking times, is that, it's a real easy fix. Just have everybody compete then. Like, if you want women to have all the same everything, then have them compete against men in every fucking sport and see what happens.
Yeah.
And goddamn good and well what's going to happen, with the exception of things like, say, bowling or darts, even golf. Men will fucking slay women in golf. That's why there's women's tees that are fucking 80 yards closer.
Yeah.
Right? But, the fact is, and I want to come back to your comment for a second, Zohan. You said something, Matt brought it up once, and I'm going to come back to it, which is, you said that men have oppressed women since, the dawn of time? Is that what you said? Or for generations, for ages?
For a while, they have.
How do you think that happens?
What do you mean by that? I'm just trying to clarify.
So how do men have the ability to oppress women?
Taking away their rights.
Okay, so do you think that that's just a choice that men get together and they decide we're going to take rights away from women? Do you think it's just that simple? And if not, how do they do it then?
I mean, they do it through laws or policies.
Okay, how do they get in the position to make those and keep women out of it?
They elect themselves first. I mean, well...
Okay, so here's where I'm going with this. Is that if it's that easy, right, and it's just people making decisions, why don't women do that?
Well, they haven't really been given the chance.
How is that possible? How does one group oppress another group of people without them being able to do anything about it?
I mean, they were either groomed that way or through education, not through education. They were, maybe they had their...
And how were those institutions put in place then?
I couldn't answer you. I don't know.
Because it's a bullshit fucking argument.
Yeah.
I mean, plain and simple is that, to look historically, have there been groups that have oppressed other groups? Yes, absolutely there have. And it continues to happen. My heartburn with all of this is that people, constantly act like it's white men's fault for every fucking thing, right? Is that you guys just got together and decided to fucking do all of these things. It's of course way more complex than that. And I hate the oversimplification that happens, because again, if it's that fucking easy, then why don't black women just rise up and fucking oppress everybody else? Why doesn't that happen? If you can just do it, right, and it's that simple, why doesn't any other group just decide, we're going to take over the fucking world and we're going to oppress white men? Like everybody's saying white men are the evil problem in this country or even in the world, and they're at the root of everything bad. How the fuck did they just decide to get in that position and fucking do it? That doesn't make any sense. Because again, if it's that simple, then why doesn't some other group do the same fucking thing?
You have a good point. Honestly, I don't have the answer.
Well, nobody
Whatever.
has an answer to that because there isn't one.
Yeah.
Because it's not that simple. It's not just a matter of that very black and white statement that you said that's frankly fucking bullshit. Well, men oppress women. Like it's not that fucking simple. If it was, then any other group could just decide to do it. Right?
Yes.
Right. So, I mean, to me, that's half the problem is not being honest with the fact that it's not just that simple of white men decided to do this and then that's what happened and nobody could stop them. Like, that doesn't make any sense. If that's true, then why wouldn't some other group do it?
No, you're
It's
right.
not for lack of desire, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, now I saw this guy on, there's this like kind of quote unquote influencer on TikTok. I don't really agree with his views. But he's like, he just talks about how he like absolutely hates white people and just feels like there needs to be that like kind of swap in power. I just hit my
Is
mic.
he white?
No, he's African American.
I always like it when it's a white guy bitching about white people.
Well, that's happened at high school. I mean, when the entire like Black Lives Matter movement happened, there were so many people at my high school.
The majority
who,
were white kids.
Yeah, well, we had a good mix. But yes, the majority were white kids who were. I mean, some of them would literally just, if they saw an African American in the halls, would bow down to them, which I don't necessarily think is right either. Just because, I mean, there were arguments that, oh, you know, we were slaves for 300 plus years. Now you guys have to be slaves for 300 plus years.
Well, I got news for you.
Nobody
white people,
alive.
Yeah, every ethnicity has been a slave.
Yeah, I mean, every group of people have been and shown oppression. Every fucking group.
Yeah.
And it even still happens today, right? There are slaves all over the fucking Middle East, all over Southeast Asia, the Far East. I mean, fucking, they're all over the place.
Africa still.
You know, but again, like to that point, like that's such a cheap shot, crock of shit, fucking mentally weak crutch to say something like that and,
No, 100%.
and be sincere.
Yeah.
Right. Is because there's not a living motherfucker alive in this country that was ever a slave. Not one.
No.
You know, and I mean, I'd love to know what the number is of people that are even alive today that even knew somebody who was a slave. That number is probably pretty fucking small at this point.
You're right.
As far as oppressing women in America, I would say since probably since the 70s, while a lot of younger generation sees men may have oppressed women, the majority of households that are husband and wife, you will most times hear the man say, let me ask my wife. Now, I hate to tell you, I fucking hate to tell you, but right now, if that man if you have to ask your wife, at this point, y'all are either equal or she's sitting here running a little bit higher than you.
No, I mean, the fact is, yeah, if you have to ask somebody's permission, then they're calling the fucking shots. Plain and simple. Right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, most guys that I know, that's their response. Well, I got to talk to my wife. I mean, I hear that all the time with, you know, in business, like somebody that's thinking about doing something. Well, I need to talk to my wife and blah, blah, blah. Okay. I already know how that show's being run.
That's my get out of something. If I don't want it,
Instead of saying, no, I don't want it.
instead of saying it, but I don't want to hurt your feelings, let me talk to my wife.
No, she said no. Blame
If
it
I
on
want
me.
it, I just fucking go buy it. But if it's, oh man, yeah, let me ask my wife. That way I can be like, man, this bitch said no.
Yeah, I mean, like there have been atrocities committed by every fucking race and group of people on every other race and group of people in the history of the world for millennia. Like that, there's not been a single group of people that haven't been fucked over at some point or another. You know, some more than others, but everybody has done it. You know, and everybody's been a victim of it. You know, so to cherry pick and say, you know, this is that way or this way, and it's just because men oppress women, or because white people do this to black people, or because, you know, Muslims do this to fucking Indians. You know, I mean, I can tell you, like over in Bahrain, there are a shit ton of Pakistani and Indian fucking slaves. I mean, full blown fucking slaves that have Muslim masters all over the fucking Middle East, you know, and it's fucking sad and it's depressing. And, you know, half of them fucking kill themselves because they're so fucking miserable, you know. But the fact is that it still happens, you know, and nobody says anything about that. Everybody's fucking complaining about things that happened hundreds of years ago, you know, and at some point, like, people have to just take responsibility and accountability for their own shit, you know. And in this country in particular, I can tell you, there is no fucking shortage of opportunity. I don't give a fuck who you are. The fact that take your parents as an example, or you know, the at this point, millions of Mexican immigrants who have come here with literally nothing. I mean, absolutely fucking nothing, you know, and have built companies, fucking industry leaders, fucking tech giants, you know, people that came here with nothing, couldn't speak English and weren't even here illegally, and have built themselves into where they're multi-millionaires or even billionaires in some cases.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot accomplish that in a racially suppressive fucking society. You can't.
But the reason they do get to do that is because most of them weren't raised in our society where they think, oh, these people hate me.
Well, they don't have a victim mentality. No. They have an opportunist mentality because they know what actual victimhood looks like.
They've been
not faux paper tiger manufactured outrage social justice warrior bullshit victimhood looks like, and that's what it is.
Yeah,
is that overwhelmingly most people that bitch about being a victim here are just conditioned to think that they're fucking losers and they can't do anything without the help of the government or another group of people. I mean, for me, like, I'm not going to give anybody else the satisfaction of thinking that I need their fucking help to do something, you know, and I think that's a mistake. I think it's a huge victim mentality, you know, that persists in our society that is a huge fucking plague. Anyway.
I ain't impressed no damn women. My wife makes more than I do, and I pay her. That's some bullshit. I'm going to go get a raise.
I'm going to ask for a raise.
Yeah, I'm going to ask her if I can get a raise. Zohan.
Yeah.
So you think men oppress women still to this day?
No, I never said still to this day.
I was going to say.
I know that after, I mean, once the, I think it was the 19th Amendment was
Let me
passed.
break it down to you, Zohan.
Yeah.
Men worship women.
Oh, 100%.
And here's the thing. For one, you can look at time. Time will tell you that with all the queens and shit like that and the crazy motherfuckers in Egypt. But here's today's society of men worshiping women. When we leave here today, we're going to go get some hot chick and we're going to get you. Both y'all going to walk in naked as hell to a bar and we're going to see which one of y'all we got to bail out of jail. And I promise you it ain't going to be her. Why? Because she's going to be in there getting free drinks while your ass got the shit beat out of you and going to jail. Yeah. We ain't oppressing shit. The like Mike said, it's a victim mentality. Well, hold on. I got to disagree still.
No, you're all wrong. And here's why.
Yeah. No, it's a...
you know, I address some of this stuff. There's actually a whole chapter in the new book, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and announce on here. November 16th is the release date of Unfuck America. It's actually out for pre-order on Kindle on Amazon right now, but the actual hard copy, both paperback and hardcover, physical copies won't be available until November 16th. But there's an entire chapter dedicated to Battle of the Sexes, basically, where, you know, I did a fuck ton of research on one of the biggest and I think most overbearing, simplest myths in this society is that men make more per women, you know, more per dollar. Or, you know, a man making $1 rather is worth, you know, 70 cents or whatever the fuck the statistic tries to argue to be, and that's not the case at all. And I can tell you, as a business owner, Matt as well, is that most businesses, if they could actually get away with paying women 70 cents on the dollar, then the entire workforce would be women, because most businesses don't give a fuck about anything except their bottom line.
Yeah.
So if that truly was the case, there'd be way more women in the workplace. But again, that's one of those things where it's this cherry-picked, manufactured fucking statistic that doesn't paint the whole picture and is dishonest. You know, and I think purposefully interjected as a stat into the media, into society, et cetera, to cause fucking problems and divisiveness and to piss people off, which it does on both sides of the fence. But it's just the fact is it's inaccurate. I'll let you read the rest of the chapter in the book to get the rest of my thoughts on it. But it's very, very in-depth research based, and there's a lot of surprising stats in there that are actually accurate and not partial half truths.
Yeah,
truths.
You should definitely go look at what Nancy Pelosi, a female congressman,
Senator.
Sorry, what she started out making, and what her net worth is right now.
Or no, I'm sorry, you're right. She's a Speaker of the House on the Congress, or on the House of Representatives side. Chuck Schumer's on the Senate side. They're both fucking terrible. But
You just made me look like a fucking yes man. 'Cause I was like, oh yeah, she's Senator. Motherfucker. No, but so I was watching that before you pulled in today. Fox just did a deal on it to where basically breaking down, she makes low six figures, which still makes a decent living if you just lived off that salary. But what her net worth is now, I mean, she wasn't shit. She wasn't making shit. Mm-mm. She was worth $500,000. It's still a lot of fucking money to be worth. Now she's worth, on average, she makes $100 million a year.
Yeah.
You don't do that unless you got your hand in a cookie jar fucking shit up.
Well,
wasn't that all through? Well, wasn't that mostly through like trading and stuff like that? Like her portfolio was like through the roof.
No, it's through all kinds of shit.
Yeah, insider trading, real estate, helping lobbyists get railways. There's a huge tax cut if you're within so many yards or miles of a railway, basically because it's loud. But the railway don't break down if it's an Amtrak, if it's for public transportation, or if it's cargo. So no matter what, if there's a railroad track, you get all these discounts and tax breaks and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, a lot of their residents and commercial properties and shit were put where railways were supposed to go, and then all of a sudden approved.
Yeah.
And visas blocked. I mean, but
they're all fucking crooked. I mean, anybody who's been there more than one term has their hand in all kinds of fucking bullshit, and you can see, and this is on both sides, is that McConnell and fucking Lindsey Graham are no different. They all have their hands in all kinds of fucking cookie jars, making millions and tens of millions of dollars because of the positions of governmental authority that they've been in for as long as they have, and it's fucking bullshit.
Yep. Y'all should definitely get Mike's book. You talk about that shit too, don't you?
Talk about all that shit. Yeah, I mean, term limits, fucking. I try to get into every fucking political hotbed or social issue, that's a big thing in our country nowadays. So,
yeah,
I mean, guns, fucking border issues, drugs, politics, foreign policy, fucking battle of the sexes. I mean,
I think the only thing that's going to hurt you is it makes sense.
Yeah.
People aren't used to common sense.
Well, and it's, there's some things in there that, without a doubt, people are going to think are offensive because I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Those people who are offended, you can take your right hand, you can take your left hand, you can interlock your fingers, you can wrap it around your fucking throat, and you can choke yourself. How's that sound?
Exactly. Don't choke yourself.
And you can even make eye contact while you do it.
Yeah.
I'll look right at you. Yeah. Danny, don't get any fucking ideas.
Yeah, Danny's a freak. Danny be talking about, where do I sign up for that part of the book? Yeah, so we'll get into the new car shit a little bit.
Yeah,
that's probably just as fucked up right now. So we messed with y'all a little bit last week. Matter of fact, why I was so busy, I was in the middle of buying the car while we were sitting here recording the show. I was doing paperwork and shit. So I bought a new car, but it got lost, is what I was told.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, stolen. So the car just disappeared. Nobody could get it. And that dude had a great story. If he spoke English, the actual transporter that showed up, I'd love to get him on the show because he's from Russia, and he immigrated here because the government put a hit on him.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll talk more about that off the show, but it's fucking like he's using a translator, breaking it all down on the phone, talking to me.
That's awesome.
Like, oh shit. So we get into communication a lot. We talk about communication. When you have employees, when you have stuff, you have to communicate with your customers. Hell, we're communicating with you guys right now. So the car gets picked up on Wednesday, guaranteed next day. So it's going to be here Thursday. Fucking awesome. They picked it up on noon on Wednesday. Thursday at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., I realized never got a call last night, because usually they call the day before or a couple hours before. Hey, we're about to deliver your car. I don't get nothing. Call the broker. Broker's like, oh, yeah, let me see. Oh, it's supposed to be there today. Bro, it's 7 o'clock. I haven't heard anything. Where's the driver?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't know. What the fuck you mean you don't know? We don't know.
No.
Hold on. This dude has a high 6-figure car, and y'all don't know where he's at. He's just, next day, Friday, the driver's truck broke down. Well, the seller, Donald, he'd been following the guy and all this stuff, or he looked him up. We see him on Instagram driving around in his truck that day, an hour later, doing an Instagram live.
That's some crazy ex-girlfriend shit.
Doing a Russian live deal on some shit over in Russia. And we're like, hold up, this motherfucker's driving around. He's broke down. My car is nowhere to be found. And the long story short, the dispatcher just basically lied out his ass, didn't know what was going on. And instead of being honest with me and saying, hey, the guy's trailer broke down, needed trailer brakes. Okay, cool. I understand that. I'm a businessman. Cool. Just let me know when he's going to get here. He don't tell me any of that. He just, we can't find your car. What?
Yeah. What you mean?
You can't find my car. So do I need to report it stolen? No. It'll get there. Okay, when? Sometime.
Yeah.
Bro, I wish I could tell my customers, oh, you need your plumbing fixed? We'll do it. I ain't sure when.
Yeah.
We're going to get to you.
But we'll get to it sometime.
Yeah. But long story short, I got the car Saturday night, about 6 o'clock, I guess, finally. Talked to the driver. Driver was a great dude. Heard his story and saw some of the shit the dispatcher and the company he worked for did to him during just the period of him having my car. So I took care of the guy and man, after hearing his story, I wanted to fucking pretty much do anything I could for the dude.
Let him move in.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty bad. And the guy was really cool. And he says he's going to start watching. He can't understand shit. So, Ivan, if you're watching, fuck off.
Imagine that. His name's Ivan.
It really is Ivan, too. That's what's fucked up. But because Mike let me drive his 992 Turbo S, I picked up one, too.
Shit, I didn't let you. I insisted.
Yeah. That car is so fucking amazing. Keep in mind, if I drive Mike's cars, I'll push them 90 to 95% because I never want to. If he's in the car with me and telling me go, well, then I just can't be rude. I got to listen to you. But most of the time, he don't go with me because he wants me to get a true feeling of the car. And I didn't really ever get on the car, but I fell in love with the car just taking it to get the clear bra. Never even got it above 80. I'm telling you, man, everything about it's good. The stereo is good. This is good, you know. And when mine got here, shit, was it that night? Yeah, that night I went out and got 60 to 130s, quarter mile time, 0 to 60.
The thing's a fucking beast.
Dude, it's fucking amazing. It's lava orange, a great car. I can't be more happy with it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And it's not even fucking tuned yet.
Yeah, it ain't even tuned. The tune is supposed to be here. I'll check my email. I'm waiting. I got everything to tune it, but tune, downpipe, and filters. And that may be it. We got in touch with Pure Turbo about doing some new turbos on both cars, but we don't know yet. Both good deals. Yeah, it's good deals what they're offering. So the cars are phenomenal for what they are. And the fact that I can get in it, drive it around, and it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I can put it in normal, and it feels like I'm driving a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
Then I can put it in Sport Plus and fucking rip the shit out of the tires.
Yeah. Things are fucking, I mean, I would go as far as to saying it's a feat of modern engineering, you know? I mean, it really is. Like, I'm dumbfounded at how well engineered that car is from front to back. Just every fucking thing about it. It's amazing.
Oh shit, my tune file's in. Gotta go. No, I'm just kidding.
Come in?
Yeah, just got here.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back, people.
Here's a burnout in the fucking driveway.
Yeah, so super pumped about this. But yeah, everything about it, everything you explained about it is great. And like you said earlier, it's got a special feel to it.
Yeah.
Just getting into it. And we talk about that a lot, that it's not just the power, it's the feel, the handling, and the ability for the car to do more than just ooh and all people.
Yeah.
I think mine will get a lot more oohs and ahs just because of the color. But that was the intention for yours too, is less attention. Mine is, it's my main car for doing what we do on weekends, so I don't give a shit about the attention. I'll get in my all black car that if I don't want anybody to know I'm in there. But god damn, it's good.
Oh, it's a great car.
It's
I mean, it's tough for me to have to pick between the two. Like I don't know what I would pick, honestly. I mean, they're to me they're both equally as good, just in different ways. I mean, I spent the whole weekend driving the shit out of the Pista just because I hadn't driven it in a while, and got in it, and it was like, man, I fucking missed this car, and driving it, it's a special fucking car, But then getting in the 911 today, it was just as good getting back into that as it was, getting into the Pista. Like I said, they're both so amazing, and with that tune too, it's just the fact that it's just the tune and I've done nothing else to it. Mm-hmm. Just it speaks volumes to both the car and to M Engineering, no doubt about it, because it turns that thing into performance wise absolutely on par with the Pista, from a flat 6, that weighs fucking 400 and some odd pounds more than the Pista does, isn't as aerodynamic, but is every bit as fucking capable. It's a fucking amazing car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think there's anything about. I say there isn't anything about it I wouldn't change, but I'm gonna change some shit on it. Again, the only thing I've hated the whole time is where those two placement of those gauges are. And once I figure out how to move them, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have no other. I was so pissed, like I was shaking mad on Friday. My car's gone. It's already paid for.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking in my head, if it's stolen, I'm gonna have 60 to 90 days of no car, dealing with insurance and just all the bullshit that goes involved with all that. And then eventually, I'd have done okay because I insure my cars for more than what I pay, but 90 days of fucking hell.
Yeah, you can borrow mine. That's the good news.
Yeah. But I mean, it would have just sucked. So I was so pissed. And that's what I told Mike. I said, this is probably the feeling you got on almost all your ops. I'm so pissed off and excited all at the same time. Once I heard the car was coming.
It's quite the dichotomy, being angry and happy at the same time.
Yeah. But, I damn near put like an AR in the fucking laundry room, and I always have a pistol on me. I was like, man, if I got to fuck this Russian dude up, shit's going to go down. And he pulls up, and he is the happiest motherfucker I've ever had deliver a car for me.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, just fucking.
And disarmed your fucking anger right out of it.
Giddy as a motherfucker, and he comes up, oh, look, telling me the car hasn't moved, and he starts explaining shit, and I don't speak good English, and I said, oh, you got an app or a translator so I can talk to you? And he said, yeah, here, talking to here. And I said, your dispatcher's a fucking idiot. And he looked at it. Oh, yeah, he's fucking stupid. And, it's fucking just great. But,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and hell, I drove it that night. And the cool thing, like you've talked about, I took it to a quick dinner that night, or a party my wife was at. I didn't really eat dinner there because they were out of everything. I show up, and I don't feel bad about parking it. Yeah, I still park far away.
Yeah.
But I'm parking it, and I'm not in the restaurant. Like, man, someone out there fucking my shit up.
Yeah. In the Ferrari or even the GT, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like anywhere you park, you're just kind of almost expecting people to fuck with it,
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, I think that thing it's definitely more special than the GTR was to me. The new owner of the GTR so far loves it. He also has a 765 and a Lamborghini. So,
oh, no shit.
Yeah, he's got a great car collection. I think it's even more special than a base 488.
Yeah.
Just in the 120 miles I've put on it so far.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's a better car.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, it just is. I mean, it's a lot faster.
Oh, it's fucking stupid. Because I kept forgetting about that boost button, and when you told me that last night, I think I've used that shit like 4 times
Yeah,
now.
that thing's fucking awesome.
Went through a drive-through with it on.
I mean, that's like you know, shit you dream about as a kid, or it's like something that's on a toy. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, this is real. Like, there's actually like an afterburner button. Like, yep.
Yeah, it's exactly what it feels like when you're playing those games as a kid. It damn near feels like you're hitting a nitrous button.
Yeah, like Super Mario Kart or whatever, some kind of fucking
throwing a banana peel,
boosted fucking power.
Yeah.
But it's fucking, it's an incredible car.
Great fucking vehicle. Now I gotta figure out how to do this flashing shit. Hopefully it's not hard. But if not, I'll call dude tomorrow and see if he can do it for me.
Yeah.
But they sent instructions. So we'll let you know about that. But to not take away from it, we're going to do the majority of the reviews are still going to be on Mike's car because that's the original car. It's got tune already. Got other stuff coming for it. I don't know if you want to talk about them. Filters.
Yeah, filters. I did put different tires on it that are a lot better performing.
Yeah. My shit came with some jankety ass tires.
Yeah, mine came with Goodyear Eagle Delta F1s, which are for sure more comfortable street tires. They're quieter, they ride smoother, and you know, they're a more refined tire, and for sure not as good performance. I put Michelin Sport Cup 2s on it, and I mean, it's night and day difference. Like, they're like track tires, you know. But
mine just say tire.
Yeah, but so I'm gonna I'll do the air filters. I probably won't fuck with the turbos. I honestly, I probably won't do anything else performance-wise to it. The only possible exception would be maybe the exhaust, depending on how yours sounds. But
yeah,
even that, like I said, I don't have it to be loud and draw attention. I mean, it by itself draws more attention than, you know, fucking Subaru Forester would or whatever. But not much, you know. Yeah. It's not one of those cars where people are taking pictures of it and videoing and giving you the thumbs up driving by and shit, the way, you know, some of the other ones are. So I do like it. That's a lot of why I got it and the color I got it. And, you know, for me to make it a lot louder, I think kind of defeats the purpose to it. But
yeah, and it sounds really good in sport.
Yeah.
It's got the pops and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound bad. I mean, it could be a little louder, but you know, to me, if you go totally fucking catless, you know, my guess is that's probably going to be louder than I would want. If it's not, then I'll do it. You know, if it's just a little bit louder, then maybe I'll do it. But I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, I heard you from fucking 2 miles away.
Yeah, I heard you coming, buddy. Yeah, so we got some cool shit. Poor Ivan. Ivan had some fucked up shit happening with him.
One thing I wanted to bring up was the new, we talked a little bit about it, but there was another article, I think in Motor Trend, for the Z06 C8, talking about it's supposed to be a sub-7 ring time car, which I'm real curious to see if that's the case. You know, if it is, then I damn sure maybe would try to get one, you know, because I'd love to have an American car that is as good as the ones we're used to driving. There just isn't one right now. You know, granted, that Viper ACR I think did a 701 or 702.
Yeah,
but,
701.
I mean, to me that car's how old is that now? And it's just not really my fucking style anyway. They're so rare that I wouldn't want to fuck with that. But and the Ford GT similarly, there's just not enough of them. They're too expensive. I can't afford that shit. And you know, that's not realistic at all. But my big question or concern with the Z06 is it going to really be available? You know, or is it going to be like a GT3 where it's like, yeah, they're out, but you can't fucking get one. You know, my guess is that's probably going to be the case. Is that, you know, they'll probably start at like 85, 90 grand, something like that, but they'll be selling for 200. And good luck fucking getting one. You know, that's my bet, but we'll see.
That's what happened with the normal C8.
Yeah, I mean, at first, I mean, you can get them now, but yeah, that first fucking about year that they were out, it was like, fuck, you couldn't get one. You know, I mean, it's actually kind of like the Ford GT that way, just a tenth the fucking price. But you know, one thing I will say that I think where they swung and missed a little bit on the regular C8 or the Stingray. I guess as they call it, is, it's a naturally aspirated engine that goes to 6,500. Nice thing about this, and it's a 6.2 liter, whereas this is a 5.5 liter, or supposed to be. The other one's 6.2 naturally aspirated fucking V8 that does like 495 horsepower, which means it's probably like 380 to the wheel, maybe 400, maybe even a little over, I guess, since it's a
rear wheel.
It's rear wheel and it's a mid-engine, but still, like, it's well below 500 horsepower, and doesn't rev that high. I mean, that's kind of a shitty deal to have the car that looks like that and is this brand new, like, never been done before Corvette, and they kind of castrate it that much. I think is kind of lame. This is supposed to be 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8 that does revs to, I think, almost 9,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some videos of a camoed up one on the ring, and that motherfucker was screaming. I mean, it sounded fucking badass. And it's supposed to be like anywhere from like 620 all the way up to a little over 700 horsepower, which to me, I mean, the fucking ZR1 is what, 770, I think, or 760.
Yeah.
So I mean, it should be something up in that neighborhood, and if they want to compete with Pistas and GT2 RSs and whatever, it's going to need to be,
Yeah.
But so we'll see what happens. But I am excited to see that car come out whenever it does, and if it is as good as they say it is, and I can actually get one, then that's damn sure a car I would consider switching to. But
yeah, and before all y'all bitch, it's 755. The ZR1 has 755 horsepower.
Yeah.
Because all these trolls will be in there. Man, you were off by 5 horsepower. That's like 1 millisecond.
Yeah.
Shut up. Yeah, the Corvette has Chevy has a very good designer helping with that car.
Yeah. Ex-Ferrari guy.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. The Italians and Germans are way better at designing these type of cars than Americans. They just have been.
In terms of tip to tail efficiency, most bang for your buck, getting the most out of every aspect of it, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's something to be said for traditional American muscle that's overkill and inefficient and loud and squirrely and
Hellcats.
Yeah, I mean they're cool, and there are a place for those for sure, and I get the appeal to them. But to me, the overall experience is the most important, and to date, shy of the Ford GT or maybe the Viper. Even the Viper, I don't think I would probably like. But, I mean, good luck getting one and not spending fucking, God knows how much on it anyway. But yeah, I mean.
An ACR is $200,000 right now.
Is it?
Yeah, and they're 6-speed with all that power. So,
yeah.
I mean, the only way to do it's a 6-speed. And there's some people out there, if you can't drive standard, I hate to tell you, at some of the speeds we go, standard don't mean dick.
Well, I mean, the reality of it is that, I mean, slap your dick on the counter. I don't care who you are. You can be the best race car driver in the fucking world. You can't drive as well as a dual clutch transmission can shift.
No.
You can't.
No.
So, and that's why they're so popular and in every fucking car now, and why every Nürburgring, holder or, record holder or even the top fucking 25, 30 cars are all automatics. They're not standards. There's a reason for that. Standards are fucking awesome. They're fun, but there's no comparison between even the best manual in the world and even an average fucking dual clutch. But
yeah, what do you think, Zohan?
What about?
Oh my God, what we just said. Were you listening?
I was. Well, I don't know as much about cars as y'all do. I do like. Well, so one thing about the new C8 Corvette that I don't like is that they're trying to compete with Italian cars. The German and Italian supercars. One thing that I loved about the Corvette was that it was to some extent a pure American muscle car, and that's what I love about kind of quote unquote this side of the pond is that we focused on different aspects. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Camaros, huge fan of the older Mustangs, and when you look at them, I love looking at those cars. Some of the older Italian cars, they're okay to look at. I'm not going to shit on them, but I feel like America trying to go up against Lamborghini, Ferrari, Porsche, Mercedes, they've been there for a while. I feel that especially especially Chevrolet with the Corvette, they should have stuck to the front engine, V8s, and made and perfected that version as best they could without trying to, hop over the pond and compete with the other guys. But that's my take on it.
I think that's a fair point. The one thing I wouldn't say I disagree with you on, I just think where Chevy is coming from is I think they did the best they could in the Z07 ZR1, or I'm sorry, the C7 ZR1 is that that was, I think, their best crack at exactly what you're talking about. And the fact is that mechanical and aerodynamics and all of the other engineering intricacies that go into a really well-rounded track car lends itself to all of what you're talking about that they're not. And for them to get into the sub-7 category, there needs to be a different engine position and a more aerodynamic car, better suspensions, more refined and efficient powertrains, all of those things for them to be able to compete, because it's just a superior engineered car. So that I don't think it's a matter of them not wanting or even trying. I mean, again, the ZR1 is a fast fucking car, and it was low sevens around the Nürburgring, but you're not going to compete. Do whatever you want to that car. It's not going to compete, with a GT2 RS around the Nürburgring. It just isn't.
Yeah.
It can't, it physically cannot fucking do the same things being set up that way. So I think that's where it is. I mean, the good thing is, to your point, I think with Chevy especially, is that they also have the Camaro, which is absolutely still what you're talking about. And
aren't they stopping that in 2023 though?
I've heard that. Rumored heard that. I've not seen any official statements, but
to be fair, they've stopped the Camaro 3 times now.
Yeah.
And they'll stop it for 2 or 3 years, and then they'll come out with a new generation. It's almost like they have to stop it to let hype build back up, and then they drop them again.
Or to redesign it.
I mean, with the electric push and sweep through everything, who knows? That's kind of the one thing that, you never know what the fuck's going to happen. I mean, 10 years from now, they may all look like C8s and Ferraris and Lambos, but be all electric anyway. I mean, who fucking knows? But
see, and a lot of people forget back in the 80s, it was late 80s, early 90s, the Europeans, Germans, Italians, all them guys were trying to catch Chevrolet. The Chevrolet gave some cars to a guy named Callaway, and Callaway designed a car called the Sledgehammer Corvette. That car went over to Europe on the ring, on quarter miles, on everything, and beat the shit out of every car they had. But it's kind of like the GT2 RS. It's not a base Porsche, the one kicking everybody's ass at the ring. Yeah. It's the MR2 or Mira edition, whatever it's called. Yeah. So they pretty much did the same thing. They sent it over to another guy, make this the best of the best so nobody can kick its ass. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. Well, they did that with Callaway, and Callaway still makes Corvettes and all that shit, but it's not what they were with the Sledgehammer. If you guys have Google, forever that was my dream car, was an old Sledgehammer Callaway Corvette. That thing is a bad motherfucker. Like, he was supercharging shit before people knew what a supercharger was. Yeah. We only knew blowers and nitrous. Of course, a supercharger is a blower, but the one he was using at the time was a turbo, belt driven, because that's what like a Paxton and Vortec and all those, most of those are just turbochargers with a belt drive on it. Yeah. So it's a pretty cool car. Have you ever seen one? Mm-mm. I'll pull it up real quick for you.
I'd be curious to see, like, if that what's that new electric car, the Rimac?
Oh yeah.
Like, I'd love to see that on the Nürburgring and see what kind of time it gets. Yeah. Because it's set up like a fucking high performance track car in terms of suspension and aero and all that other shit. Because, like, even the Plaid, 0 to 60 quarter mile time, 60 to 130, astronomical. I mean, low 9s or high 8s, fucking quarter mile time, 60 to 130 of 4.5. A 2 second or even 1.9 fucking 0 to 60. Like, those are faster than anything internal combustion engine wise. But on the ring, it was like a 735. Yeah. And it's supposed to be the most aerodynamic car in the world. So it's the best aero ridiculous fucking power and speed, but handling wise can't even hold a fucking candle to, you know, a lot of other cars. I mean, a fucking M5 goes faster than that around the ring, you know. It's a 728. Damn, that's cool as shit.
1988 top speed 255.
That's fucking absurd.
Yeah. So
But,
I'm going to send this to Zohan so he can put a picture up for you guys. But do yourself a favor and Google this motherfucker.
yeah, do it. Mom, the meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
Fuck.
Yeah. I think it had a ring time too. I'm going to look it up. There's so many good fucking vehicles. And we say that over and over. I know I always say it to Mike. There's so many good fucking vehicles now. Even the slow vehicles now are better than some of our fast vehicles in the 90s.
I mean, my truck has the same performance specs as the fucking Countach did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like it's just fucking silly.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just, you see the same thing in bikes, right? I mean, the fucking 1299 Superleggera.
Yeah.
Riding that, it's only, you know, 3 or 4 years old tech-wise, but it feels like a fucking dinosaur compared to the Aprilia, to the BMW. You know, just any bike really, other than say maybe a GSXR or most of the Japanese bikes tech-wise are a little bit behind.
What would you think a 1988 Sledgehammer Corvette would have run around the Nürburgring?
Back then, or just,
in the 88.
I'm going to say 752.
Ran a 728.
No shit.
It's still in the top probably 100.
So that's the same speed as a fucking R8.
Yeah.
Brand new R8.
Yeah. And 1988.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the original Callaway, though, was building it, not the guys now.
Which, just mentioning the R8 makes me think of the difference between the R8 and the Huracan on the ring is drastic, which tells you a lot about suspension and handling. But Drag Times posted a video, I think earlier today, I don't know if you saw it, where the F8, and this is an F8, not even a Pista, an F8 versus the brand new Huracan Evo.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the fucking F8 just murders them.
Dude, the F8 is a great car. What bothers me about the F8 is everybody reads it's got the same numbers, power numbers, as the Pista. So they automatically assume the F8 is a Pista. Yeah. It's fucking not.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a video of an F8 racing a Pista in a roll race, and it's decisive.
Yeah.
You know, the Pista walks all over that fucking thing. You know?
Yeah, because those people don't realize the intake's different. The turbos are different. I believe the valves are different.
Well, the aero and the weight is different also.
Yeah.
You know, it's a heavier car. And I would bet that the tuning is probably slightly different. You know, my guess is that aero, weight, and tuning, because I don't know about the turbos. I mean, I've heard that it's the exact same engine. I don't know if it is or isn't. I've read that, but even if it is, if it's heavier, less aerodynamic, and if from the factory they tune it, you know, just slightly slower. I mean, for that matter, on the fucking track, Fiorano, you know, the Pista has a faster track time than the F8.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that should tell you what you need to know. You know, it's not the same fucking car.
It reminds me of me when I was a broke-ass kid growing up. I just told you this story the other day. I became good at sales because we didn't have name brand shit, but I could convince everybody that my fucking cheap-ass Payless shoes were Nikes. And they'd be like, oh, hell yeah, them some one-offs. Yeah, man, then we got these bitches custom. See, because we lived in Germany and shit back in the day, and they just ship it to us.
Yeah.
So they can't use the check mark.
These are German-only Nikes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like you could Google it back then and be like, this motherfucker. You know, like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what it reminds me of someone who has an F8. Don't compare it to the Pista. It's not a Pista. Congratulations, you have a great fucking car and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's not the Pista. The Pista, to me, is Ferrari's. It's a step that they took, and they're even still like, how the fuck do we redo that?
Well, I mean, to me, just that statement, I think, tells you everything you need to know. It's just like a Pista. Have you ever heard somebody talking about a Pista say, oh, it's just like an F8? No.
I'm going to start doing that.
You know, why is that?
Someone asked me, what is this? It's just like an F8.
Just like an F8.
Yeah. Have you ever ridden in a Corvette?
Yeah.
Same shit.
To me, I mean, it's kind of reminiscent, I think, of a Huracan Evo compared to a Performante.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar
Because
comparison.
it's got the same engine.
Yeah.
But it don't.
Yeah, the Performante will not stomp the shit out of it, but it's absolutely a faster car.
Oh, yeah. The Performante is raw. That's the first Lamborghini I ever drove was a fucking Performante.
I still haven't driven one.
Dude, I fucking fell in love with that car. They told me, drive that bitch like it's yours. You sure? Yes.
I wouldn't tell me that.
Yeah. I was fucking launching that bitch, fucking going. Yeah. I was all over Vegas.
Yeah, I mean,
I tried to pick up a hooker.
Oh, yeah?
No.
No, allegedly. Fuck you money, I would buy a Performante, no two ways about it.
I would buy a Performante and send that bitch to UGR.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I'd go balls out stage 3 because I just want to keep regular pump gas in it.
Yeah.
Maybe just do the stage 3 if I had fuck you money just so I knew it was bulletproof.
Yeah.
And tell them go as hard as you can on 93 octane, and that's all it'll ever fucking run.
Yeah, build the engine for 2,000, but give it 1,000.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't even need you to put the tune file in my fucking Motec for the race fuel.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Or send me a chip that I can do it later if I sell this bitch to somebody.
Yeah.
But other than that, I ain't doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, the Perf it's a great car. And the Perf to me, again, I told you about this Saturday. I've had someone ask me to help them find a car. And I gave them selections of cars that I feel would go up in value. And I think over the past 2 years, I've been really good at predicting car values that are going to go up. And a Perf, 812, F12, and there was another one I sent him. Oh, I think I sent him a GT3 RS. Those 4 cars. The GT3 is slower, but is the most raw car you can drive and give you an emotion like no other.
Yeah.
But it's going to be bumpy. It's not going to be the fastest fucking car on the highway. The 812 will probably be your fastest car in a straight fucking line. The F12 is just a good, fun car. It's very raw, and I would put it between the Pista and the 812. And then I think the Pistas are just going to go up in value. I mean, not Pista, the Performante.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to go up, and people say, well, why? They failed with the STO, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The STO is a great-looking car. It has no more power, really, and it's rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
That's not what Lamborghini's known for.
Yeah, it's a mistake, I think. But
yeah, the Perf is so perfect. If you ever felt that ALA, because there's people, and what is it? The SV is just as good as an SVJ. No, it's not. I haven't drove either, but I can tell you the fact that the SVJ has ALA in it, no, it's not.
yeah.
The way it's designed, if you ever look that up, it's a system built out of all forged carbon that sucks air through the front and it releases out of that back tail. So that back tail, not only is it pushing from the top, it's pushing the rear deck of the car down from all the air coming from the front.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so I'll show you next time we're at an event and the SVJ is the exact same way. You got air vents coming out of that wing, pushing straight down on top of the air hitting the top of the wing. So, I mean, you have, and you can feel it above 100 miles an hour just sucking down to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I damn sure noticed that in the Pista. I know it's got kind of a similar thing with its rear diffuser and the spoiler in the back. Is the faster you go, the more you feel it squatted on the ground, just glued to the fucking road. It's remarkable.
Yeah, and that's the reason those two, I would say the Pista and the Perf to me are still Pista, Perf, and a GT3 RS because I've drove all of them. Are the 3 top cars. If you want a raw emotion that you'll never fucking forget, those 3 cars.
Yep.
And I've been fortunate enough to drive all 3 of them. Haven't owned any of them, but I've drove all 3. I could have bought the Perf. I could have got the Perf instead of what I just got, but I think what I got's really cool. But they're just, it's something about them. It's you got to be a driver to appreciate them.
Yeah.
In which you're a very good driver, so you appreciate what the piece is doing versus you get someone like the dipshit who ran at 720 into a wall.
Yeah.
Bro, you need to fucking go to a Honda Civic and learn how to drive.
I mean, to me, A 911 would be a good car for him.
Oh yeah.
You know, honestly, I mean,
911 is. Are you talking about the guy that I'm sending stuff to, or
No.
the guy that ran into the
the
wall?
guy that ran into the wall. I mean, from a
Yeah,
safety
he's wrecked one of those.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
How you wreck a 911 is fucking beyond me. He's wrecked an R8.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Matt, didn't you wreck an R8 too?
I wrecked an R8. The front right locked up, the brake sensor locked up, and it sucked me into the wall. Yep. The state trooper sent me the file. I have to find it, but it's not approved to go on the air because it's got text dot shit all over it. But you can literally see me in the car fighting the car and shit.
No shit.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, I'm trying to find 60 to 130 time for a Performante.
60 to 130 time. I don't know what the 60 to 130 time is. I know the 0 to 60 is like 2.6.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is, what do you think?
Did you go to that fastcar.com deal?
No, it's not on there. I didn't see it, but
Hold, please. Hold for this commercial break.
what do you think, Zohan?
About the 0 to 130 time?
60 to 130.
60 to 130 time. I am searching it up as well. For me, I do like the Performante. I don't know much about.
What did you just say?
I mean, it's a good-looking car. All Lamborghinis are good-looking cars. I think they're attention cars.
Minty.
Perf, short for
You
Performante.
just
But
kept calling it perf.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is finding it stock. Oh, so this says, this is the Huracan Evo rear-wheel drive, 7.76.
0 to 60 is 2.6. Damn, I hit that shit on the head.
Yeah, as we all look the same fucking figure up. You know, Mike, I can tell you, like, even the Performante, stock to stock, the Turbo S is faster. You know, in 0 to 60, 60 to 130, quarter mile.
Oh, yeah, 100%. The perf has a beautiful, it has that raw.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a raw emotion that most people wouldn't, unless you've drove a GT3 RS. Even a GT3 is a good one. And the perf.
Yeah.
Wonder what what was the 458? It's not the Stradale, it's the
Scooter or Speciale.
Yeah, I'd like to drive one of those. I haven't drove one of those. I hear they're very good too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. What's neat is the 458s. That's, you know, the last NA engine that Ferrari made. You know, it goes to fucking 8,500 or 9,000. Sounds, you know, one of the best sounding cars out there. UGR does a twin turbo kit for that you can get 800 wheel horsepower out of, which, you know, that would be, I think, one of the better cars to have, you know, compared to everything is that car with that kind of fucking wheel horsepower.
The price of that car is fucking going insane.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, the pieces, everything's going up, but
Our pieces are going up too.
yeah. Yeah, everything's fucking going
Well,
up.
I guess I'll have to sell mine and make some money on it. Hell no.
Hell no.
That thing's too fun.
Man, I even went on, you probably did the same thing. I went on the Draggy and it don't show a 60 to
Yeah,
130.
I mean, I've seen a lot of 60 to 130 times, but they're all they're all either talking about the Huracan Evo, which shows a 7.7, or it's, you know, in the fours because it's AMS or UGR or Sheepy or whatever, you know. So
I want to say I read at one point, or I've seen somebody do like a 7.2 or some
yeah,
shit.
that makes sense, you know, low
Yeah.
sevens,
But fuck, that could be wrong. So if you got a Performante and you're listening, go do a 60 to 130 and email me.
yeah.
Yeah. So then we'll know what your shit does.
I know the R8 Supercharged. The best I got was a 6.7.
Was it?
Yeah. Yep. Which you know, is not much quicker than the Turbo S stock, and is a lot slower than it just tuned. You know.
Yeah.
And that's a $40,000 upgrade, you know, to supercharge that fucking thing. Whereas the tune on the Turbo S is $3,000, you know. So
Yeah. You can do a lot to that car for a little bit of money.
yeah, and make it an absolute fucking beast.
Yeah. And from what I'm sure you've been told by people, and what I've been told by the guy I bought it from who builds GT cars and shit like that. He said the turbo engines are damn near bulletproof.
Yeah.
And he said, and that's been 2 generations ago.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's been really from the start almost. I mean, they have teams of people that before they release the new whatever, model number of the 911 Turbo S, is they take them into different climates and just beat the fucking shit out of them. I mean, can you imagine that being your job?
I want to do that job, and I'll do it for $40,000 a year.
Yeah. But, to give you an idea, like they do that with their engines. They put them in super cold climates, super hot climates, super humid, super dry, in multiple vehicles and drive them basically nonstop, for thousands and thousands and thousands of miles, just beating the fucking shit out of them to make sure that they can handle everything, And so, I mean, the fact that, again, just the tune, you can get 700 plus wheel horsepower and have, 6 or high 5, 60 to 130 times, low 2 second 0 to 60 fucking 10 or even high 9 quarter mile times out of nothing but a tune is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But if you add the hybrid turbos, a fucking downpipe, bigger intercoolers, I mean all that, you're still talking $10,000 worth of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got upwards of 900 wheel horsepower. I mean that's just fucking absurd.
Yeah.
In a bulletproof engine that can take it over and over,
Yeah.
I mean that's high 4s. Fucking 60 to 130 times,
Yeah, we got the car, and someone was asking, why did I go this way? We know another reason I went this way, and you guys will find that out eventually. But my wife's bragging about the same story we talk about. One reason he wanted this is because one night, so there are 4 of us in that fucking car, and we are racing every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Oh, bitch, you're an Uber driver. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a Charger Hellcat, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we raced and stomped the shit out of.
Yeah, fucking 4 deep.
Yeah. I mean, so that's probably 800 pounds, 800 pounds, probably.
Yeah, I'm half of that. So then I was back in the. Yeah.
I mean, between you and I, it's almost, it's 460, 470 probably.
Yeah, so that's about right.
Yeah, probably setting between 700 and 800 extra pounds of fucking ass in that car.
Mm-hmm. And beating the shit out of people.
Yeah.
That was fucking fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, we have fun. And
what's cool is that, the new 992 compared to the 991, you're getting the same level of performance out of a 992 with just a stage 1 tune as I did out of turbos, exhaust, and meth out of a fucking 991, so that tells you how far one generation, between a 991.2 and a 992, like it's just light years fucking advanced.
I still remember getting in that car, and I can't remember what brought it up, but you were like, I don't know how to unlock this motherfucker. And I was like, fuck, dude. Yeah. I don't know how to unlock it either. Not now, this sounds stupid, but we knew how with the fobs and all that shit, but
yeah,
so
the door lock inside.
I drove for an hour. Yeah, it was about an hour away. We drove that day because we were racing the R8 versus his turbo. And the most exciting thing is when I got out of the car, bro, I figured out how to unlock this motherfucker. And I had a car and I just couldn't fucking remember. It had been so long since I had it. They put the unlock, and it don't even say unlock. It's just a picture of a lock that lights up red when it's locked and it's fucking not lit up when it's unlocked. And that's all it fucking is. The most exciting fucking thing for me in a, 900 horsepower car at the time?
No, so, I mean, that's the thing.
Oh, it didn't have the meth on it.
Well,
then,
even with the meth, it's like 720, 730 wheel horsepower with exhaust, fucking Boost Logic exhaust, Boost Logic turbos, intercoolers, a PDK tune, a ECU flash, and meth.
Yeah.
All of that combined, 720 wheel horse, which is what the 992 has with just the fucking tune.
That's fucking crazy.
And that's actually, I mean, it's funny, like looking back on it, that's what I said. I was like, God damn it, if I could get just get this speed out of a tune on pump gas and not have to fuck with the rest of it, I'd be happy. Lo and behold, here we are,
Yeah.
The bitch of it is that it's like, well, if I do this other stuff, it'll be a full second faster. It's like, nah, I don't want to go down that fucking road. Not me,
Yeah. Me, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up in the air because it's so good.
Yeah.
I haven't had a car that's been to this level
without doing anything.
Then I already have 3 things to do to it. And if I do those 3 things and I'm happy, it's like, fuck.
I mean, I know I am thinking of not fucking with it. You may get tired of it after a couple months and want to go fucking faster, but it's just, like we always talk about, that sweet spot between 700 and 800 wheel is perfect. And to get it with OEM durability and reliability I think it's kind of foolish to fuck with it.
Yeah. And it may be exactly where I want when I do all the stuff, the downpipes, the tune, and because they sent me a stage 2 tune.
Yeah.
But I think I get that because of the downpipes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if I want, I can always throw 100 octane in it and get 40 more horsepower.
Yeah.
Or 108 or whatever it is, and it makes it 100 octane, do half and half. But, Zohan, you got any questions?
I do have a question, and this isn't about cars or anything.
Oh, good.
But it's and this is just, I'm just curious, what's y'all's take on the saying, nice guys finish last?
They do.
It's true.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I mean,
just nice guys finish last?
Don't be a bitch.
No, I mean, like with everything, I think that there is a happy medium. But I also think some context is required to validating that adage, which is, most people that are that quote unquote nice guy, or we'll just say guys, most guys that are that like stereotypical nice guy are pushovers and they get taken advantage of.
Gotcha.
Their niceness gets mistaken for weakness, and I think in a lot of cases it is that when push comes to shove, they'll just take it. And then so that's what happens is that, people get taken advantage of. I mean, that's the fucking reality of it, and if you're a nice guy, and you would rather put somebody else's feelings or their beneficiary first over your own, most people are fucking selfish, and there's not a lot of really truly nice guys out there. So when they are, they're going to get fucking stomped all over because they'll allow it. So that's the one kind of asterisk or caveat I would throw is nice guys who allow who allow themselves to finish last absolutely will. And that's just the fucking reality of it. Now, I'll give you a second here. Just bear with me. Is that doesn't mean be a fucking asshole.
Yeah, of course not.
You can be a nice guy and still stand up for yourself. And again, I think the key is don't allow people to mistake kindness for weakness and get away with it. Be nice until you don't need to be. You need to be able to be an asshole. You need to be able to be violent. One of my favorite Jordan Peterson sayings, and I'll probably butcher this, the gist of it is that, a nice or weak man is not a fucking good man. A dangerous man who keeps it under control and knows when to use it is a good man. And there is a ton of fucking validity to that, is that, if you're meek and fucking a spineless pushover, like there's really no courage or merit in you being nice and weak and letting people steamroll you and doing things for everybody else and putting yourself last, because you don't really have a fucking choice. But somebody who is truly violent, and absolutely understands how to enact violence on other people and chooses not to, and instead of being a bully and pushing people around and just taking whatever the fuck he wants, allowing things to be even keeled and right and morally just and all of that is a fucking good dude, because he's doing things that he doesn't have to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure. And the reason I ask is
because you're getting pushed around, you're finishing last. Is that what's happening?
No.
I'm trying to get in this bitch's guts, and everybody's being mean to her.
She's friend zoning me over and over. She's making me hold the camera while my buddy fucks her.
No. The reason I ask is I feel like, especially now, the whole stigma on the nice guy is completely skewed to where anyone who is not, or any guy that's not toxic, quote unquote, and I know that, there's been that, especially around some girl told me, she's like, oh, you're not, I wouldn't date you now, but I would marry you later. Because you're not, I'm looking for someone toxic now.
Stay the fuck away from that crazy bitch.
Yeah, that bitch crazy.
That's number one. Number two is that I'm going to pick on you again, is that you're using some good social justice warrior adages is you use toxic and I
I absolutely fucking hate it.
But I suspect you're referring to toxic masculinity.
Yeah, so it's like just I don't really care enough to get in the details. I didn't bother to ask her because again I don't really give a shit. I stopped talking to her after that.
She's looking for someone to dick her down, Rohan, while she wants you later to make love to her gently while you stroke her hair and tell her how beautiful she is.
Yeah, I mean, she wants to have fun now, and when she's ready to settle down, she wants a spineless fucking cuck that she can push around, that's just going to pay her fucking bills, and she can do whatever the fuck she wants to him.
Yeah.
That's no bullshit. That's what she wants.
Yeah. You're going to have a Puerto Rican pool guy that's fucking the shit out of her while you're at work.
That's what she wants right now. I don't suspect that'll change. But the toxic masculinity thing, again, that's another one of those unfair, divisive bullshit fucking terms is in that true masculinity is inherently not toxic, right? So those two things, like if it's toxic, well, then it's not masculinity. It's chauvinism at that point. Right, and so even that, it's another one of those trick fuckery play on words things that a bunch of hairy armpit fucking camouflage pant wearing asshole women like to blame fucking guys for all their problems.
Yeah,
and call you a toxic masculinity filled asshole. That's incorrect, And if we're in a society where words matter for every fucking thing, then say what you mean what you say, and give a fuck, because that's inaccurate.
Yeah, there's a thing called. I call it being selectively nice. There's certain people and certain things that I'll do. My wife needs something. Okay, I'm going to do it. My friends need something. Okay, cool. But if my friends need something like, hey, can I fuck your wife? No, you motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can be nice to certain people. Now, as Mike was saying, I pick and choose what I am nice about. Yeah. And for the most part, if you look at me, I joke around, I smile in a booth and all that shit, but walking around, I'm not just smiling at everybody. And I'm that dude who's going to choke a bitch while I'm having sex if she asks. You want me to choke you, bitch? You want me to pull your hair? I got you.
Yeah, I mean, for the people that I give a shit about, and I know you're the same way, like I'll do anything for them.
100%.
I'm fiercely and almost, and I'll caveat almost, loyal to a fault. But I'm also of the personality that once that line is crossed of taking advantage of that, then it's really easy for me. Like once I decide, okay, you're done, that's fucking it. There is no, fucking second, third, fifth, 37th chance.
Yeah.
Like once you're dead to me, in my head, then that's fucking it. Now I may, depending on who it is and how well I know them and kind of what their situation is, I may have some flexibility to get to that point. But once I'm at that point, I can't come back from that. But, but for your average fucking dipshit out there, like, no, I'm not looking to fucking help everybody I meet. I got my own shit to worry about.
Yeah. So your real question is, nice guys finish last with bitches. That's what your real question is. Cause I've been 18.
Yeah.
Because in the real world, yes, they do. Because not all, and I'm not saying it for everything. A chick wants a dude who can be an asshole in bed and can make love to her when she wants to, or can be an asshole and then rub her head afterwards. Baby, you're not a whore. It was
I only
good.
spit in your mouth because it looked like you wanted me to.
I didn't mean to pee on your feet. Yeah. It's just
I got a swollen prostate, honey.
Yeah, shit was just weird.
No, and I think you probably see it in the workplace of the establishment that you're with, right? Is that nice guys, again, with that caveat of if you allow being pushed around and that's all you are because that's all you're capable of, then you are going to finish last at work, in the fucking bedroom, in relationships and friendships, whatever, is that you're going to get steamrolled and taken advantage of your whole fucking life if you allow that to happen. Because most people are inherently fucking selfish.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I wrote an essay. It's due tonight at midnight, but I wrote an essay on how to make the world a better place, and I talk about that selfishness.
How to do what better?
how to make the world a better
I
place.
thought you said how to make love better. I was like,
You're
so,
in
Han, who
NFL.
the fuck are you teaching how to lay pipe right now?
Yeah, you don't know shit.
No, I was just gonna say, Matt knows the whole story with my ex-girlfriend and how kind of just fucked up was that scenario. But that's kind of where after that I was just like, I'm done being the, and again, I was in high school, you want to be the popular guy, have a lot of friends and all that bullshit. But after a certain point, it comes to at least with me, it came to like, I don't, if you're my friend, I'm going to enjoy hanging out with you. I give a shit about you. I'm loyal to a fault. If you call me, I'll be there no matter what the time is. But if I don't give a fuck about you and you only call me when you need help, just fuck you, man. Just like be a good person, be a good friend. And, I've been called, the nice guy a few times, and I don't think I'm necessarily a nice guy, especially when you fucked me over a few times. I'm going to be a complete and utter asshole to you.
If it's more than once, that's too many.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I will say to summarize or synopsis is learn to be a dick when you need to be. That's it.
Yeah.
You can still be a nice guy, but when it's time to be an asshole, know how to be one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Case closed. Put it on a fucking t-shirt or a bumper sticker or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking tattoo it on your lower back next to the mustache. Cabin boy.
Yeah. 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 A lot of the generation we've talked about before, you fuckers have a lot to learn.
Yeah. No, we 100%
We hope you do.
I mean, I'm sure you and I did at that age too. Like,
I don't know. I had two older brothers that were.
I mean,
you met
I'm
one.
trying to give them the benefit of the
No, you had older brothers too, though,
yeah,
didn't you?
two older brothers.
Yeah, you didn't act that way then. Now, our older brothers may have done that shit, and them learning from it, they'd come home to us and, hey, man, you never let a bitch do this.
Well, I mean, I had fucking 200 older brothers when I was
That's-
18 in the fucking
that's
SEAL
fucking
teams, so if there's one group of people that can teach you about a lot of things, it's those fucking dudes,
Like, I was so curious at 13, I was seeing if I could get past my thumb knuckle to get all the way in a bitch.
I'm up to my elbow like an Amish mechanic in a horse's ass. What?
Yeah. I had a good childhood.
On
Not-
the next episode of Uninfluenced.
Yeah, not on the family side, but on the fun side.
You got anything else?
No,
So,
I think that's it for me, guys.
How do you get your thumb knuckle past?
Can you demonstrate that on mic?
Bend over, I'll show you.
So there's different forms. And then there's this. If you can get this in a chick, that's called the alien.
And also, Zohan, if you think that there's anything that's going to be demonstrated in this studio that's not on you, you're sorely mistaken.
Yeah, that's the alien. You know what that is, right? That's when the bitch is too bad for two in the pink and one in the stink. And you have to
double
go
up.
with the twister on it, bitch. Yeah, and this right here is how you stop.
Yeah.
So, guys, we got some new shirts going on. Brandon's been kicking ass. He made this shirt for the anniversary because I think he's homo. But hold on, I don't think I can say that. Yeah, I can. Fuck it. Brandon's been making our new shirts. He's done some pretty cool designs. I sent them to you. We also have Fuck Stick being designed. No, matter of fact, when this releases, the Fuck Stick shirt will be on there. So we have 3. Down in the description, if you go down, it says merch, and it says bonfire/uninfluenced. I'll see if me or Zohan can get it to highlight blue for you guys. But if not, that's where it is. If you want to support the show, go down there, check it out. Brandon's been kicking ass on the new merch line. So we'll do that. It's there. Also, I'll start looking if we can do our own website so it's quicker. I'll look into doing that. Maybe Brandon will be like, I can do that, dumbass. I don't know. But other than that, check us out. Zohan's been hitting it on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere now.
Literally hitting it.
Literally.
I got in the groove of things, so it's in 4K and it looks really, really nice. I mean, the mic sounds unbelievable. So
Don't ruin it.
Yeah, you really.
I won't. I'll
sound like
I'll
a
let the work
puffer
speak for
fish,
itself.
The way you're blowing yourself up
No,
over
just,
there, buddy.
I was just saying, hey, if you haven't, you have to click the 3 dots, go into advanced, and click 4K. It won't work on the streams, but it does work.
Just
if
think,
you're on
if you were
iPhone or
this
something.
confident when you were trying to get laid, you wouldn't have had to fucking ask that question. Check us out, guys. Peace, bitches.